Om Shanti. Again, congratulations and greetings for this International Women's Day. On this very beautiful occasion, we have the topic for this panel discussion: when the power of love is filled with courage and strength. As it is, love is a natural nature of, we can say, sisters, but when the power of courage and strength is filled in that love, it has a different flavor, different way of expression, we can say. So, you all must be having some questions regarding this topic. You can write it down in the slip and give it to me, or you can come up and take up the mic and ask questions to the panelists. But we have panelists, three panelists amongst us, respected Sudesh Didi, Sister Matilda from Global Hospital, and Sister Meera of Korea. So they are of different areas, different countries, different backgrounds. They are well experienced in the Brahmin life and as well as in their respective professions. I would like to put up this particular question to Didi now. Didi, do you think this topic is just relevant to sisters, or it could be for brothers as well? Because we see a lot of brothers here, so they should also benefit from this. So,
Om Shanti. I feel this question is not a question, because love is the universal quality of the soul. And so, for brother or for sister, the importance of the power of the love is the same. Yes, expression can be different, but the original quality of the soul, of the love which is called love, no matter whether the soul is in the body costume of a male or female. What is love? Before that, it's filled with courage and power or strength. What is love? Love is the power to let in and let go. Love is the one that wants to receive, but at the same time is much more, is to give. And so this is why I said, when you write love, L-O-V-E, it is not the shape of the heart. It is in the heart, the feelings. True love is let go, freedom. And also, if something is, to accept it. And in the basic nature of a brother or a sister, these two are equal. Then the word O is openness. In this aspect, sisters are more open. And so that's why it is always considered that like a female quality. So, when there is openness, then the vision is very elevated. If I am not open to what other wants to say, my vision is on the basis of the impression, what is called spectacle, what is something which is suspicious. But with openness, the blockage opens. And even the love is not there, the fear is there, one is able to change the vision. And so, when it becomes a sisterly feeling or motherly feeling, the vision is very elevated. The vision is of that, of respect. So love gets filled with respect. And then it becomes an eternal relationship. And so in fact, as a soul, the quality in the male and female body is the same. But the moment I put in a container, it can be a full jar of water, but then the moment I put it in the container, it takes a shape or size. So because when it becomes an attitude of authority, then perhaps the love becomes, it's like a stand, it becomes limited. And so that's why it's a brother or sister question comes. So in fact, it is for the brothers as well, because everyone wants love and respect. Everyone wants to have a vision, elevated vision for the self and others. And the relationship should be, that is of eternal, not for a short time of giving. So in this aspect, the definition defines that it is equally good for both, but in what attitude we take it.
Thank you, Didi. According to you, love is the give and take of energy, right? A very new question arises in the mind that, okay, this question goes to Sister Matilda. According to you, what is true love? And as Didi said, when we come in the consciousness of the body of a brother or a sister, it's a container that makes the difference. So, pure love is there, but when we come in the consciousness of the body, brothers express in a different way, the sisters express it in a different way, right? Because of the mixturity, there's some impurity in it. So we need to define what is pure love and how do we express it.
Om Shanti. Very nice question. And since we are male and female within the soul, so this, what I call altruistic love, which Baba teaches us, that doesn't make any difference, I think, whether we are in a male or a female body. And maybe the male has a bit of hesitation to show love, but I feel that, especially in the Brahman family, you know that when we become mature Brahman, so to say, then I feel that also males allow themselves to express love, even towards a sister, not in a gross way, but you can feel that it is a genuine love, because maybe sometimes I feel with brothers that we've met before and we both know it. We have had relationships maybe before and we both know it. And so it is a deep relationship which has nothing to do really with the fact that I'm now in a female body and the brother is in a male body, because I feel with many Brahmins with whom I have also worked in the hospital, but also with senior brothers, that there is this mutual respect, that we love each other as we are, and that is that eternal relationship which is understood but not expressed in so many words. And that goes on feelings and mutual, yes, like Didi said, mutual respect. And I always feel that in the beginning there was, when I became a Brahmin, there was a difference between interacting with males and with females, Brahmins that is. But now it is not there anymore. I really see them as Baba's children, as souls. And I let also the love which I feel others have for me or I have for them, let it freely flow. Because it is unconditional, it has not a double meaning, and it is free in the flow of eternal relationship. That is how I feel it.
Thank you. So, pure or true love is a love of the soul. Love towards the soul which is eternal. Right? When it is a spiritual love, we can say it's a true love. Right? Okay. Now this question is to Sister Meera. Why do you think we need to include courage in love? What if only love is expressed? Courage, why do you think the courage and strength part is necessary in love?
Om Shanti. I feel that in my personal experience, since I came into Gyan and come to know Baba, I really learned to love, how to love properly. And I feel that, of course, we had love even before coming into Gyan, but our love was defective. There were certain impurities in the way we express it and we interact with others. And I think courage is needed because the first thing we need to do in terms of love is to learn to love myself. And then, only then, I feel we can love others. And in terms of loving myself, I think we need courage because we really need to learn to trust myself and learn to trust the inner voice, which had been ignored or suppressed for so long because of various reasons, the way we were brought up and we were like in terms of social upbringing, and the way we had been body conscious, we took up a lot of wounds, hurts. So because of all the wounds in the heart or in the soul, we couldn't really love ourselves. And I think courage is needed to begin to love myself in the true sense. That's how I felt along the journey of learning, still learning to love better. If I was very loving in a body conscious way previously, now coming into Gyan, I learned to be loving in the soul conscious way, but it's unlimited. The love that Baba shows us is unlimited, so it's always more and like in a more unlimited way. So I'm in that journey. That's how I feel.
Didi, can you share your practical experience of your life when you had to combine courage with love?
As love is real power within the self, and its acceptance. But then the soul before knowledge, in many situations, created that the feeling of lack of faith in the self. Qualities were there, but now we use the word body conscious. We call it due to body consciousness is fear of being accepted by others, or fear of being criticized, or fear of not so good as other people have expectations, or if anything is not so satisfactory up to the level that we want, as we have expectations of others, we had an expectations of ourselves as well. And so when that expectations were not fulfilled, there was a feeling of not even courage to express what the quality within the soul is. It means it was lack of that quality of the self, because not caring that quality. Love means care. And so I always thought means, the care means like a parents care the children, we have care for each other. If a person is sick, that you have love and you care. If you love your things that you like very much, you care. But it's nothing to do with gross care. Real love is the care of the original thing. And so I learned to care or protect, because love, care and protection goes together. And so courage to care or give respect or protect the original eternal qualities within the self. And accepting them, that they may be not so percentage high, but they are in the form of a seed. This is what I realized, that if the seed is not planted, it would not grow. And the courage to plant it, courage to put it in a situation, in a pot, where I can take care of it. So when I say in a pot, it means to use it, so let it develop. So before that, there was not courage to speak in front of others. There was not courage to do something which I have not done before. But this courage makes me ever ready. Means not done thing before, so what? But there is that soul has the capacity. So in this way, becoming a gardener of my own life. So maybe there were not success as wanted to be, but did not lose the courage. It's okay. If it is not something one time is not good, second time it would be good. It's okay if others have not appreciated. It is not done because of the appreciation for others. It is done because I love it and I like it. So this is what, just like a courage to love the self, courage to respect the truth. Sometimes and also means truth for my own, it's honesty as well. It's okay, courage not to something which is I am not yet experienced. So it is truth, courage to say no, not yet. It's not the season for me. And so, like on one side is enthusiasm and courage, empowering the self, another time let go. Like loose, no? It is easy. And so in this way, a flow, energy became a natural. And I could see within myself things which I could do but never thought of doing it. For example, now courage to go any place, anywhere, anytime, be present, whatever is needed, whatever service is there, it would bring a nice experience. So in this way, what has made me experience in godly service of accepting newness, accepting the challenges, and also becoming detached if it is not what I wanted. Understanding drama is giving me a lesson, offering another opportunity. So this is.
Love is acceptance and also detachment at the right time. Otherwise, it can get converted into attachment, right? So love should be there, but love should not get transformed into attachment. That we have to take care of that aspect very much. Now, I would like to ask Sister Matilda, because you are in the profession of nursing, where people get healed, more than along with the doctors, nurses play a very important role in healing the patients. As it is, it's said that love heals, right? What do you think about this? Like medicines are also necessary, but how do you think the aspect of love would heal the patient? You can share your personal experiences with the patients.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. When you ask me this, one patient comes to my mind. He was a brother from Australia who I looked after for 2 years, more or less all the time, but also some months in our Mumbai hospital, BSES hospital. He had cancer, and he had a real struggle to get through all the treatments which he had to have, many treatments. And so I was asked to look after him, and I found that he needed a lot of love, because many people around him, including the doctors, had given him actually up. There was no hope anymore that he would be cured. He had lung cancer. And but the patient, his brother, wanted to live. And so I was in between the science of the medical profession and the desire of the patient, who wanted to live and wanted to do a lot more service for Baba. He would not give up that part in his life. So he always said that anyone who comes here who is negative has to go straight back to their own place. I don't want any negativity in my room, in his private room which he had. And so I had to have the strength to say to people who I felt were going to pull him the other side of negativity, what he called, to ask them friendly, but with courage, that at this time it's better not to meet him. While others who had a positive attitude, and he could feel it very clearly. When the door was open and he saw a person coming in, he would give me a signal, not this one. Yes, that one you can let in, like that. There was, of course, in the end phase. And so we worked on signals like that, and I had to have a lot of courage to say no to people who, because I love everyone who comes to visit patients, but I had to have that role of an advocate for him, that he would not be pulled into negativity. And it also taught me a lot of how positivity and positive energy, which he had a lot of himself, and I also shared that with him. I am also, and I give often positive thinking classes, and I'm through that giving so many positive thinking classes in the Global Hospital to the patient. I've learned myself to become very positive. By giving, you are receiving. And so he went through that last phase with so much faith that he would heal and be healed by positive thoughts about his cells, about his treatment, although the other side was very clear. To me also, but I had to deny that with him, so that I could help him to believe what he wanted to believe. And that taught me again that you are the master of your own self. You are the master of the 5 elements of nature. And till the very end of his life, he insisted to be positive, and he was not going to give up. And all the things around him and also his body was so evident that he was not going to recover. He had a very good time in his illness, and he was a master in giving lectures to others of how to stay positive even when you are very, very, very ill. So I learned a lot from that patient. A lot of courage. I needed also a lot of strength, and we meditated. As soon as people had gone away, or when positive people were there, we would meditate together. And that gave us a lot of strength to continue the journey for him, with him. Om Shanti.
Thank you. We know that we love, but somewhere we have to be firm, somewhere. Otherwise, if we give in more of love, give into that love, I think there's some, we can't benefit the patients or benefit the person that we want to benefit, then that can create problems, right? So this question is to Sister Meera. Well, if you have any questions, please write a note and give it to me, then I can ask those questions to the panelists. Yeah? Meanwhile, I'll be asking these questions. If you have any questions in your mind, you can write this slip and give it to me. Where do you think we have to draw a line of demarcation between love and detachment? You know, it's very subtle. It's very misguided sometimes. When we give in more towards love, then it's attachment. So, but when we give in more towards detachment, it's like dryness. So we need to have a perfect balance of both, right? So how do we analyze any situation, do things, so that we can maintain perfect balance between these two?
I'm still trying to learn to have that balance because I tend to be more detached personally.
Okay.
So I need to be more loving still, much more loving side is much more needed. But I think through these classes from seniors, I learned that one way of judging whether you have that balance or not is that when you are attached, then there are always some kind of sorrow that comes as a result. For example, I have 2 daughters, and if I give them love without being detached enough, then there would be some kind of expectations or something that I want for myself, not pure love just for themselves, for them. So they will follow some kind of disappointment or some irritation because of that impurity. So if I experience any kind of sorrow, any kind of negative feeling or emotions, then I know that there was something mixed in my love. So I was too attached or maybe too detached. So sometimes the reaction comes from the other person, some response that's not pure happiness or peace. So that's how the criteria that I use for myself.
Thank you. You mean when we are attached, then there is sorrow. Whenever there is negative emotions, that means the love has turned into attachment, right? So now, thank you very much. And now the question to Didi. Didi, people say that, okay, we want to get detached, we want to get detached. They know there's attachment in them. But when they try to detach, there's pain. They take pain out of it because Baba says that it's an easy path. But people don't know how to take that easy path. So to become detached, they take pain out of it. So how to get detached in an easy way? Just like Baba says, to take the hair out of the butter. It's so easy. So what is the process for us to have love but also detached? So when we know there's attachment, then how to get detached in a painless way?
We also need to understand actually what is the meaning of detachment. Detachment does not mean disconnected. Detachment does not mean that I am not concerned. Detachment does not mean that I don't express my mercy, compassion. Detachment is not to be influenced by the suffering of others. Why people become attached? Because it is not attached with the person. They are attached with the situation that other person is going through. For example, the child is sick, or the companion is sick, or anybody else is. Now the person begins to suffer the same kind of pain or suffering what the person is going through. But in fact, to understand that I want to really help that person, this attitude has to be. When it is a detachment, then the philosophy we have not understood, the law of karma we have not understood, that I am not actually taking the responsibility of helping. So love means, so if I am detached, am I able to express love? In fact, in detachment we are not able to give love either. The purpose is not fulfilled. So love means it is a balance again, detached from the karmic account that the soul has to settle. And I need to give them power to make them understand that they have the strength. And I also have good wishes for them. Because if there is most of the time, the attachment comes when person is going through either physical sickness or is going through some kind of difficulty in wealth or some kind of not good relationship. So if, for example, I take this one, if somebody is sick, and I also take the sorrow from others because of the other person is sick, so now I cannot help. So detachment means that I know that this soul gets the power through the medicine which I should encourage. That okay, take whatever medicine you want to take, it will help you. Not particular which one I need to advise, whatever suits that person. And his or her remembrance will give the power to that soul to help the self and my good wishes. So when I am detached, I am not able to give good wishes either. And so good wishes means I need to create good feelings within myself. I cannot have good wishes without having good feelings. Good feelings are created when I am detached. This is what it means. Detached in a sense that this soul is capable, this soul has relationship with God, or this soul has good karmic account, or this soul's part is to fill in the self with courage, or to now use the potential which has been for a long time not being used and is want to use it. So in this way I need to change the attitude. if I also have the same attitude that the other person has, then attachment is like magnetic pull, then I am suffering. And so then I'm taking sorrow because I could not help. When I'm detached, I'm not able to help. And when I'm attached, I'm not able to help either because it is giving me sorrow. And so this is why detached observer means that I observe my relationship with God first. And my relationship with that soul, is it I want to help to get something from him? Or I'm not supporting, and that person is always complaining. So am I detached from that as well? Because that person at this moment cannot be positive because it's in a great need, and so would be possessive. And so I have to become detached from the possessiveness of that person. I have to become detachment from the sorrow that I take of that situation. I have to become detached from my own expectations that I can perhaps do much more. No, I can do whatever I can. And so in this way, when I observe my own attitude, my own feeling, my own understanding, I would not absorb the suffering or the situation of the person. And this is what it is, Baba means, that you live like a lotus flower, that you are detached, but then you are also supporting, living in the same environment. It is the mud that is supporting the flower grow, and it is mud is the example itself to remain detached. So situation is actually itself a mud which is helping me to grow and remain detached. And also from me, that person is detached because does not have expectations. I can do my best what I can, so I should not take sorrow from my own self if I am not able to help.
Yes, yes.
I love to give an example which comes up what Didi was saying. That happened here in Mount Abu when we had the earthquake here in 2001, I think it was. Yeah, in Bhuj, in Gujarat. And our house and the hospital and Pandav Bhavan, everything was affected by it, and it was shaking like this. We had to all run out. I was at home and my son was sleeping. At home means a little bit away from the hospital. My home is in Mount Abu. So the house was shaking and I was sitting having breakfast and my son was sleeping inside in his room. And there was so much noise, I could not imagine. I thought there was a plane falling on top of us. And I looked up and there was nothing. There was a beautiful blue sky, and yet the whole building was shaking. But then I realized it's an earthquake. Oh my goodness. And my son is inside. So what am I going to do? And I ran. This is a biological reaction. I ran inside the house to save my son. That was my attachment. And just before I went inside, I opened the door and I said to Baba, Baba, what should I do? This meditation helps fantastic in times of need. Baba, what should I do? And a very clear reaction came to my mind. Don't go inside, save yourself. And I stood there for 1 second, almost paralyzed, not to go inside and save him, but save myself. Then I turned around and ran away from the house. And at that very moment, my son saw me running away from the front door, because he had also woken up. So he also ran out of the house, and all of us were standing outside until the earthquake was over. It lasted 1 full minute. And so I was, of course, very happy to see him coming out. Very happy. But he said, Mama, afterwards, Mama, you ran away, eh? You didn't save me, did you? And I said, yes, son, it's true. But I was going to go inside, and I asked Baba, what shall I do? And I got a very clear answer, I should save myself first. And that is what I have to tell you. That's the honest truth. So, talking about detachment, I've learned there that to be detached and loving. It is possible to be that at the same time, but still to follow Baba's Mariades and also your instinct that, with situations like that, it's always better to save yourself, because then only you can save others. But still, the biological, pull is there because they are your children. And I must say that they are still teasing me in the family. They always say, if something happens, Mother will run away. Don't you think that she will save you? But they understand that I have a connection with Shiv Baba, and that is the one who I always listen to first. Thank you.
Actually wake him up.
That-
You encourage him. It was indirect saving.
Yeah, that's right.
It was actually Baba saving him directly. Right? Because when we give off all our responsibilities to Baba, it's Baba's responsibility to take care of our responsibilities. One more question arises in our mind when we think of detachment. When we are more detached, people do think that it is more of a selfishness. So question to Sister Meera. So how do you interpret this? Is it selfishness or right detachment, or what is it?
I think different people will see one situation in different perspective. And I have been facing some criticism that I don't have enough love. And the way I saw myself, and maybe still, is that I think we all express our love. We all love. Everybody has the love that actually, when in its purest form, coming from the soul. But it was a bit distorted previously. But now we are learning to express it properly. But still, we are in the process. So we express our love in different ways. And depending on who is on the receiving side, some people don't recognize it as love. And also it depends on the kinds of relationship, interaction that I have, the nature of the relationship. So I think in that sense, it's very important to be really true to myself. So, I told you earlier about the inner voice, trusting myself. So knowing that I'm in the process of becoming perfect, someday I'll get there, I think it's very important to be very truthful to myself. So, I don't have to pretend as if I'm perfect. So just accepting myself in this regard, the best, I'm expressing my love the best way I can right now. It may not be enough love for somebody, but this is me. So I think that's the kind of confidence that we get as we learn to love ourselves, and as we become. We talked about. Today's topic is Women's Day, but as we become more independent and we stand up for ourselves, that's one of the qualities I think we need to adopt along the process.
Yeah, we can interpret in this way that Baba says, serve yourself first before serving others, right? So when we are detached and we fill ourselves, then only we are able to serve others. So detachment is necessary to fill ourselves first, and then only we can. So in between we need to detach ourselves time and again. Baba has included the thing of traffic control for that, right? In between we detach ourselves to fill ourselves and then to give. So, Didi, you were speaking of possessiveness, right? So we get detached from the possessiveness and all the stuff, but those who are in the family path, they say, when we don't have possessiveness towards our family, towards our children, so how can we love them? The feeling of possessiveness, the feeling of belongingness is very much necessary. they say. So, but according to Baba's knowledge, possessiveness is slightly towards the negative, right? So how do we convince them to have that true love but not possessiveness?
See, possessiveness is that it's a controlling power. Whenever we say it possessive, it means that I want to hold on the situation in my hand, and the way I want it should happen in this way. So I'm not giving them freedom. So in the worldly sense, what happens, this attachment, possessiveness, is because there's no freedom for the person with whom they are attached or becoming possessive. Love means freedom as well. So they want, for example, the children, they want to sustain the children, they want to make them well educated, they want them to have good character. So vision is very elevated. But then in that elevated vision, there has to be this consciousness of benevolence. So if there is weakness in them and I want to control, not giving them understanding what is useful for you and what is useful, harmful for you, so I am honest with them as well. The parents have to be very open and honest with them. So it's a benevolent vision means that here you have a power to tell the truth and also accept their weakness and then help them to remove that. Like a doctor. So doctor is not attached with the sickness. Doctor helps to see, so there is a pain, the patient will suffer. The patient is going to have a lot of problem, but the doctor knows that this operation, it may be very painful, but this pain is gain for the child, for the patient. In the same way, so somewhere is a control, another time it's a letting go. It's acceptance, but at the same time, it's a very clear directions. Both are needed. Because people, because of attachment, first they allow them to have a lot of freedom, and when the child has got this habit of becoming dependent or being out of control, then they want to control them. It's not the shaping the right time. So it is means, how I see, the parents have to be potter. What a potter does, the potter shapes the glass, shapes the cup, shapes the vessel. It's in control. But then this potter inside gives the support and outside hits. So it is shaped. So parents, because of attachment, cannot give the real training either. And then they want to control afterwards. Both are needed. For example, if they are not studying, then have to be strict to give them time. If they are studying, certainly encouraging and not comparing them with others. Because then it becomes a kind of a control, the one who is not studying, trying to control that and giving freedom to other. So it is also a very detached consciousness and yet concern. There is a difference between concern and attached. There is a difference between worry and concern. So because of people worried about their children, they cannot then give the real love either. Because the worry blocks the relationship with each other. And then they become possessive of the situation. And this is why, in this way, not being just householder, but consciousness of being trustee. And trustee means that we need to give our time, we need to give attention, we need to give cooperation, we need to support them, but not my consciousness. When this my consciousness comes, it becomes body conscious. And there the energy flow blocks. And then the one who are children, they become demanding, they become controlling, and they become then abusive of what is received. So in this way, really they are, yes, I have to play the part, and it's a beautiful part that I am developing as a mother, as a father, as a friend. It is an opportunity to express the qualities in this role. So it's a role playing, not as the mother and father, but let the qualities play the role. This is what happened. We say detachment means qualities should play the role. Then it is accurate, it is pure and powerful. Om Shanti. I'd like to add just one thing. Possessiveness means control and criticism. When the parents become possessive, or husband and wife become possessive, because a lot of expectations from others are there, and then when expectations are not fulfilled, then it is criticism. And because of possessiveness, freedom is not given either. So it's a balance. When detachment, true love is there, then there is concern. Then it's a friendly relationship. Then it's benevolent consciousness. Acceptance is also there, and guidance is also friendly guidance. And if they are not able to accept, then it is not taken a blame all the time on the self or giving blame. What happens, people either because of possessiveness, then training is not given properly, then either they blame themselves or they blame the children, blame the situations. And so this is why this detachment and love both together makes a person see clearly, if I am not able to give help, so I should not take, oh, what would people say, my name will be defamed, my children are not glorifying me. So this attachment, creating fear for the self-honor, also makes people very possessive.
Thank you, Didi. Possessiveness is control, the consciousness of mine. When we say that it's my child, it's my son, it's my daughter, it's my husband, it's my house. When the consciousness of mine comes, then there's attachment, then the possessiveness is there, and then it blinds. We can't see clearly what to do. We can't take any proper judgment or decisions. And accordingly, then there is sorrow attached with it. So, more we are soul conscious, and we look at them as souls, as not my daughter or my son, but he or she is a soul. But it's just my role that I am playing with those people.
Then consciousness is that I make it ready to present it to God for His work. So certainly then extra attention is given to prepare, just like a gardener. The flowers are there, and I prepare a bouquet for this could be a beautiful. So it is not that the attention is not given, or love or care is not given. It is not for myself, but it is for their development, and also for godly service, or for world service, or for their great personality. So attitude changes, vision changes, openness is there. As I was saying, love means is actually, it's a lake which should create a flow of energy and lightness in the self, openness and elevated vision, keeping that eternal relationship with each other. Of not my, but eternal relationship as soul to soul, children of one.
Yeah. I being a soul, that one is also a soul. So then we can give proper nourishment, proper care, and proper love can be given, because that's a responsibility that God has given me to take care of these souls. So that is proper detachment. Detachment is not the physical detachment, but detachment from the consciousness of the body, right? So when there's a detachment from the consciousness of the body, then automatically there's energy in that soul conscious stage, and that energy flow from soul to soul is that true love. That is a proper detachment, right? So any questions from the audience? Yes, please come forward and take up the mic and ask. If you want to ask by yourself or you want me to ask, okay. This question is for Sister Matilda, about Matilda's story. How do we confirm that she listened to the voice of Baba but not of Maya? When you ran out of the house, how do you confirm
that it's
it's not the voice of Maya, but it's the voice of Baba?
Yeah. I think, I was hesitating to say that I heard a voice saying, don't go inside, save yourself. It felt like a voice, but of course Baba cannot speak to us, but it feels as though he's using he used my intellect to guide me of what I should do. And at that critical moment, I knew 100% sure. I didn't even have to check whether it was Maya or Baba. It was absolutely Baba who wanted to save me and also to test me in how much I am detached from the children. And that was a real test for me. Afterwards, things became more easy also within the family. And they also understood very well, both my son and daughter, that my first love is for Baba. And they come on the second place. And that breakthrough, so to say, that happened at that moment through this experience.
Thank you. This we can say as touching power, catching power,
catching and catching power, huh? Yeah.
Touching of power and catching of the self. So when the intellect is clear, then touching and catching both can be easily experienced. Yeah.
And having full faith in Baba's guidance. There cannot be any doubt, not a second, not a fraction of a second of doubt that Baba is with us at any moment, any time. And I'm very happy with this experience because I know that in the future I might need it. That is why we get these tests.
Any other question from the audience? No, one went away. Yeah. Any other questions?
Courage to ask question also.
Yeah. You need courage. Gather all your courage and come up to the mic to ask any questions.
Complete satisfaction. Yeah.
That's complete satisfaction, I think. I think the topic is cleared. Yeah.
It seems that women are known for their strength anyway. I wonder, maybe power, why wasn't it courage and power? Because, power is seen in the outside world as power over, and that's the masculine power that men aren't willing to give up. So if it's the feminine energy in men and women that is going to transfer the world into the spiritual world, isn't it really power that's the question, courage and power? Would you talk about that?
Do you mean why didn't we use courage and power? Or
Strength we have.
Strength we have. Yeah. Didi, you want to clarify?
When I think of power, it's not the power of the masculine power or feminine power. I think love itself is power, but then power means which motivates. Power which actually is the energy which allows to function. For example, this love is there. For example, Matilda's story. So there was, in a biological way, this is motherly love, and she instantly just thought, I should go, my son is inside. So it was on one side the power of love, but then power to just be, let it be there what I am, a detachment, empowering the self to become detached. That automatically functioned in a very incognito way, because power is not visible thing. Power makes others visible. Let me see, for example, electricity power. It's a power. It's not visible. But wherever power is connected, it create movement in others. When power is off, it stops functioning. So power does not have any kind of outer authority, spiritual power. People have misused the word power. As soon as they get power, they try to dispower others, the power to make others limited. But spiritual power is to emerge your hidden potential so that it comes in function, and not only for your own self, but you are able to empower others. So that power is needed. Like love is the power of tolerance. Love is the power of dedication. Love is the power of forgiveness. These are the powers. Love is quality, but it should be filled with power. Because if it is only love, then it is going to be attachment, definitely. Because it is considered in a worldly way as relationship, give and receive. But when it is a power, then you are detached as well. So it was a power, spiritual power, that made her detached and had the feeling, love for the self. So then she can take the next step. It automatically worked in a very subtle way that her son got the power to stand up and ran out. So it is just like the electricity makes others function. So power makes us function, inner power. As I say, when there is a love, is a power, the mother can tolerate heat and cold for the child. If for somebody else is there sick in the family and neighbor, you complained in the morning, oh, I did not sleep whole night, the ambulance was coming and the doctors were there and so much noise were there. But in your own family somebody is sick, next day you are wake up whole day you are working in the hospital, you have forgotten it, did not sleep. So power of renunciation come automatically. So here it is filled with our powers. So and then love is also power. Pure love brings the power of discrimination between right and wrong. And so in this aspect it's a power, not the force. In worldly way, the love becomes a power, then it becomes, when it is not fulfilled, it becomes anger, it changes into violence. The reason? Because it is selfish. And pure love is selfless. It has a very unconditional love. And that's why conditional love takes away power, make people powerless. Spiritual love empowers the self and empowers others. So this is why it should be filled with love and also courage. Courage is to accept my weakness, and power is to empower others. That is what it is. It should be filled with love and power. This is how the love should be filled with power and courage. This is how I understand it.
Your question is answered? Then why did you use strength? Why not power? She's asking.
What I used?
Because no, we are in the topic. We have used when the power of love is filled with courage and strength. We have used the topic.
Strength.
Strength.
Yeah. So it's inner strength. It's the inner strength actually. The word is what I understood. It is the internal strength is that it holds the energy. Strength is its original what capacity is in it. So in that aspect, strength is, yes, I can do that, I can hold that. So in that leads to power to the soul. For example, when we say, Baba the Almighty, please give me strength. Many people ask, give me strength to do this. So it is strength is not any other thing. It's the internal confidence, internal qualities which I am able to express for the self and for others. In this aspect I understand the word strength. Like strong, word comes strength, makes us strong as well. So make me strong. Love should make you strong, not make you weak. Otherwise, love weakens the soul because of worry in worldly way. Body conscious love creates fear. Body conscious love creates anger. Body conscious love creates doubt. Body conscious creates love, creates insecurity. Body conscious love creates jealousy. And in this aspect, the soul is losing the power or inner strength. And what happens? Then they commit suicide, or they become jealous, or they hate each other. There's no strength in her. There's no self-respect. And so here it means that pure love is when godly love is there, like God's love, is so detached and yet so caring, so concerned. Baba is called the ocean of love. And yet, what is might in him? All are suffering, but he doesn't suffer. And his concern and love is so much that constantly he is reminding us and he is making us aware how weak you have become and how strong you have to become. So in this way, with this love, godly love is filled with godly strength, this inner energy. So we become strong to become detached as well. That strength is needed to become detached. Then is the real power of benevolence, and that love is called godly love. Not only pure love, but godly love. Not only just divine love, but spiritual. Spiritual love, first it has to be spiritual love. Where there is spirituality, there is purity. Where there is purity, there is detachment. Where there is detachment, there is divinity. And when there is divinity, then it's not dependency. It's giving without consciousness of giving, because it's a quality sharing with the quality. And that is the inner strength of the soul, not to be influenced by the weakness of others. Another aspect of strength I see, that you are not becoming emotional when you give love and other does not respond. You give respect and other become they're criticizing you. When you are detached, they don't care, they defame you. But in fact, true love is to seeing their weakness, not to be influenced by them, like God does not influence. I had many situations in our everyday's activity. You see that when some souls, you have so much faith in them. You see the good qualities, but they become so dependent on the praise or emotional praise of others that they forget that inner strength. Then they blame that I am not being respected, my specialities are known, you are not empowering me, you are not supporting my mission. And this is, the true love is not to support at all, because otherwise person will become dependent. And not to encourage, say, yeah, people are defaming you, but you are right. No, you should be strong to face the challenges. And I call it true love. True love means not to become emotional with emotional. True love does not mean that if they are suffering, you begin to suffer. No, the real power is that you remain detached and empower them to face the challenges. That is called inner strength.
Real love is not to make them crippled,
Yeah, not
but
crippled,
to
not
become
dependent,
independent.
Yeah, independent, yeah.
Thank you, Didi.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Any questions? Okay. Yeah? Okay. Please, please, please. Yeah.
I enjoy very much to listen to you, and it touches me very deeply that I have the courage to come here and talk to you or ask a question. In my visions and in my also dreams at night, I experience a lot of courage, and I see things I am doing with others, with little groups, with big groups, or also with individuals. And I feel all the love, I feel the courage, I feel also the I'm not detached. I feel what you are talking about. And in reality, I sometimes experience this, especially with children, or young people, because they are still very innocent. And in reality, it also happens with human beings which have already some experience, and then the energies flow very strong, and there is really something happening, and there is a kind of change in their life or in their courage. And what is my question? What can I do to make it more strong in reality, not just to have it as an experience here and there, but to be a channel or for Baba, and to do it in a much wider you know. Thank you.
Om Shanti. You know, to become a channel for Baba means to be Baba's right hand. I always realize that Baba is next to me. Wherever I am, wherever I give a lecture, or even this morning, meditation, before we do something, or you are in a group, or you look after children, always connect with Baba. That is my strength, I should say. That is our strength, because we are not alone. This conference age is to be together with Baba. Baba gives us every power and strength, whatever we need, to do the right thing at the right time. And to continuously be able to do that is to continuously remember Baba. That is the only answer I can give, because I also forget Baba. Even Brahma Baba forgets Baba. He says, the first few minutes when I eat, I remember Baba, and then I forget. So reminding each other all the time, Baba is with me, he's next to me, he will give me the right words to say, the right things to do, and he's my strength and my support. And because of Baba's love, and to accept Baba's love and also Baba's companionship, that is how continuously we can go through this time to be a channel for Baba, or the right hand for Baba.
Your question is answered? Yeah, okay. So we will have 5 minutes of meditation before this. Thank you very much, Didi. Thank you very much, Sister Matilda and Sister Meera, for your beautiful answers. Om Shanti.
Ask nice questions, nice interview.
Thank you,
Om
Didi.
Shanti.